Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining Sandra P's Gen Extra. We are back. The doctors are back. We have two nurse practitioners. They're not back because they're new. They are thrown in the mix. This is a really good cast. I'm excited. Dr. Heavenly is a friend of. Quad is back. She has successfully banished Sweet Tea. Toya is back. She's going to be fighting for her life as a doctor's wife and not an actual doctor. All of the husbands are back. Brandy Milton has a husband. His name is Shamar. Brandy is the one with the medical spa. So we have two new ladies, Brandy, the beautiful Brandy Milton, very successful nurse practitioner. And then we have Angel Love Davis. She is a nurse and an entrepreneur. So welcome to these ladies. I am glad to see Married to Medicine is back. Welcome, Sharon Galbo. Thank you so much for joining me at Sandra P's Gen Extra. This is the first review for season 12, episode 1. This is Cocktails and Polo. So please come in, Team Replay. Thank you so much for being here and watching it after the live. Anyone that comes in live or replay, if you would like the video, I would appreciate that. If you choose to subscribe, thank you so much. I appreciate that as well. So this new season, season 12, episode 1, Cocktails and Polo. This is sponsored by a new doctor. We actually were introduced to her last season, Dr. Mimi. Her husband is Steve. He is a former NFL player, and they actually have a business in Atlanta where they do sports medicine, and also Dr. Mimi is a psychologist. She came in really handy last reunion. Even though they had a rocky reunion, she came in handy. Also, Dr. Contessa is back full time. So we start out with, they do the little short snippets, vignettes of the people that come in. Sound checking that. Thank you so much for coming in, Grand Rising. You're in the bushes listening. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. This is Married to Medicine, and Sharon welcomed you in, sound checking that, and I welcome you in as well. So we have all these little vignettes that they do, short scenes. Dr. Simone's menopausal patient has brought her husband. So he was pretty funny. Dr. Simone's she's throwing off on the wife a little bit. Dr. Simone, you can be kind of shady. Are these new problems, or has it always been like that? He was like, oh, this is relatively new. So the wife is laughing. So don't try to equate this couple with you and Cecil Simone. They're doing great. They just want some information on menopause because it is tough. So Toya has a new driver. Her two sons, we met as toddlers. Ashton is 15. Avery, I'm not sure they put his age up. He might be 14. But Toya has a new driver. They are in the car. I think it's Ashton. Both of the boys cook, but he's the one. He's pretty funny. He's got Toya's personality, and he likes to pick at Eugene and Toya. But he's telling her, well, you've driven 100 miles per hour. And she's like, no, I have not. He said, I have it on my camera reel. She said, what? Yeah, Toya, these kids are always spying on you. So we have Dr. Contessa's young girls are now young teens. They're pretty, y'all. They got their little hair braided. They're looking good. Dr. Contessa and Dr. Scott in their beautiful home. We get Quad and King have a scene at Quad's beautiful home. Nobody can take that away from Quad. Quad has a beautiful home. It is decorated lovely. She is in the back area, the pool. It looks like almost a spa. She's out there with some friends. King is in the kitchen. She goes in the kitchen, kind of flirt with him. You know how Quad do. Quad is in a beautiful two-piece bathing suit, but what I like is that the top is long sleeve, so that's kind of different. And Quad, she'll tell you, if you ask or you assume anything else, Quad's going to tell you, body by God. I know that's right, Quad. So Quad's looking good. I just don't understand how you're swimming and you have the wig and all that going on. I have to twist my hair. You see what I got going on. So I'm in between twists. I have to give it a break. I may do braids again. We'll see. But Quad's got her, never leaving what she likes to do. But she's beautiful in this bathing suit. So then King and Quad are discussing whether or not they live together. Did we ask them that? I don't think we asked them that. But it came up last season because production gives us a flashback. They're talking about that. No, we don't still live together. They start talking about Quad's party. Quad is not the baby of the group anymore. She is very young. She's younger than the doctors. She's 44 years old. But with the new ladies, Brandy and Angel, I don't know their age. I didn't write it down, but they're younger than Quad. Angel and Quad have been friends for years. Quad gets a confessional where she is bragging on her friend Angel. She is a nurse. She's an entrepreneur. She is beautiful. I'm fine, but she's fine, fine. I love that Quad can do this. She says they're true friends. King is, yeah, Toya's sons are handsome. Can you believe it? They were toddlers when we first met them. And here they are. One of them is driving. And I love the fact that they both cook. We have a scene with that later. Because we know Dr. Eugene, when they go on these trips, Dr. Eugene cooks for everyone. They had a little game at BravoCon where they were asking the ladies on the Married to Med panel, who's the friendliest husband? That was Dr. Eugene, which I kind of figured that. He seems like a sweet man. So Quad is saying the party was great. There's never been anybody 44 years old like her. One thing Quad's going to do is brag on herself. We'll allow, because I like that about Quad. And then sometimes I feel like she goes a little too far, but that is a positive quality in Quad, except when she's not listening to anybody else and feel like she knows everything. So she is bragging on her 44th birthday party. King says everybody was there, but it turns out Simone and Cecil did not come. We find out that she did not invite Dr. Simone because they were still into it after they call in New York. We know that's the reunion. They had an explosive reunion, mainly attacking Sweet Tea, but there was time, of course, for Dr. Simone and Quad to get into it. So Dr. Simone, she didn't go to the party. She wasn't really invited. She was invited 2 hours before. The ladies are out at the pool. King comes out to bring them their tray of snacks and charcuterie board and hors d'oeuvres that he's fixed for them. And the ladies are all beautiful in bikinis. Angel is there. I feel like Brandy was there. Other ladies that weren't introduced, but I'm sure we'll see them. The type of ladies that Quad parties with. Quad doesn't party with these doctors, and we will see that. That's always a thing that gets under Simone's skin. She's there when they film, but I don't see Quad as really a friend to these ladies. Quad, did you see that scene with Portia at Fallon's house? I'm getting vibes of that, even though you and King are not married. But if you like it, we have to love it. So Quad and Simone have this feud going on again, and it seems like Dr. Simone was on Sweet Tea's YouTube channel and made a joke about who's going to pay Quad's mortgage. Quad took great offense, as she does if you mention her finance. Quad has not been in the news for anything bad about her finances. When we met Quad, she is an OG. She's from first season of Married to Medicine. Of course, we know she was friends with the creator, Mariah Huck, until she wasn't. But Quad was in pharmaceutical sales. And by all accounts, has been very frugal and thoughtful with her money. So Dr. Simone was poking Quad to do that, especially on Sweet Tea's channel. That wasn't smart. But then we find out that Quad has said some things about Simone. Who would be the most likely to be a traitor and who would betray you? That's Simone. Now, we know that is Simone, that she even served in that role against the creator of the show, Mariah Huck. Hate to always bring up Mariah, but she's central. So that is why Simone and Quad are still feuding. So Simone's having lunch with Dr. Jackie. I love this. We had a few years where they weren't friends and they don't have lunch. They didn't have lunch together, but last year, of course, they made up. I'm glad to see it because these two were real friends over decades. So Simone is saying, stop acting like I won't respond. Dr. Jackie's just listening to her. Dr. Jackie's got her alfalfa glasses on. She's really funny. So it's really strange that production gives us the clip of Sweet Tea and Simone when that happened. And it looked like they were joking, but Sweet Tea's not on the show. You didn't want her on the show, so I don't know why we're getting these playback scenes of her. So Quad and Simone have brought this outside incident with Sweet Tea to the show. So they're at lunch. Dr. Jackie's just looking. She's got her salad. Simone is taking a call from, feel like the pharmacy or even a patient. She's having something prescribed for the patient, and Dr. Jackie's being nosy. Simone's saying, I have another OBGYN right here. She's being nosy. So Dr. Jackie gets a confessional. She's talking about the ladies. She said, these ladies need things are so solidified as far as their relationship. They're going to need like a jackhammer to kind of break things up. So Dr. Jackie, if they need a lemon squeeze, is that what you're saying? So this whole thing, I hope this doesn't carry on the whole season, y'all. I really hope it doesn't. Dr. Simone is giving Dr. Jackie a visual because Dr. Jackie's just looking at her because Simone's now getting more animated. She said, if there's a lot of ish in the bag, I could empty the bag. Shut the F up about me. She pours out, I guess they have Panera bread. You know how you get your salad and then you get the bread. Pours out the salad rolls on the table for some reason as part of her visual. Dr. Jackie's just watching. So Dr. Simone has started already. So they're playing this song called Look at Me Now, Look at Me Now, as Dr. Eugene walks up to a big, beautiful new home. He is pulling a roller bag behind him. He gets in there. Toya's getting everything together. And Eugene walks up to get his hug. Oh, you want a hug? He said, yeah, I've been gone 5 days. We find out that they have moved again. Toya gets in a confessional and says, yes, the Harrises have moved again. It's a custom build. I think she said 5-bedroom, 5 baths, but it is a $3 million custom home. She says she chose from the wood to the walls, every part of this, and they're in a confessional together. We find out Dr. Eugene is working one job 5 hours away from home and another 2 hours away from home for the last 6 months, and he goes away 5 days at a time. So Toya's kind of complaining about that. One of the sons come in, I think it's Ashton, the younger one. She's telling him, I got to teach these boys to take out the trash because their daddy's away from home 5 days a week. Her and Eugene are doing their little banter that they do. Eugene loves this, y'all. So I don't know why people get so offended on his behalf. He loves being able to provide for his family. And Toya said, I wanted everything set up by the time you got here. Toya is beautiful. The home is gorgeous. Although Quad is gorgeous, I still get fake vibes from her. Yes, Sharon, Quad will do her Tubi acting in a minute. And we're going to see it during this episode. And I think the ladies are tired of it, particularly Dr. Simone, because Dr. Simone can't really hide who she is. She's a real one. And Quad is fake. To me, I've seen fake all over Quad for years. So Toya is Ashton. He's got this little bag of trash. He's consolidating it. The other one is cooking. So he is seasoning the steak. Y'all know Dr. Eugene cooks. He cooks for everyone. So I thought that was really sweet that he's passing this down to his sons. Eugene does look good. A few years ago, Eugene lost weight and he has kept it off. So he and Toya have really come a long way. I'm proud of the two of them. Toya's in a confessional saying he's gone 5 days at a time. He's in a hotel. He could almost have another family. Toya, don't speak that. Don't speak that. Eugene said, I couldn't afford 2 families. That's right, Dr. Eugene. So the difference, he says, between now and him working locally, is that impacting the kids or not really? Toya is asking the kids. And he answers why Toya is talking. And she's like, no, let me tell you something about women. We don't like when we're talking and you just start talking over us. Eugene was saying, yeah, I was going to mention that to you. So the boy is listening intently. He's seasoning the steak. I love when they have their family conversations. Toya is the queen of her castle. She's surrounded by men and boys, but she can handle them. Next, we get Dr. Contessa working at her kitchen table, and Dr. Scott comes in. Oh, why didn't you tell me you were here? They're talking. Their relationship has improved so much. I'm proud of them also. She said, well, what were you doing? He was watching some highlight reels, some type sports clips. She said, you live in the life of Riley. She said, we bought a building, cash, in October of 2023. The renovation they thought would go more quickly, but it hasn't. They're getting everything done right. They said they paid in cash via different investments. They've cashed in a lot of investments. Earlier on, when we met Dr. Contessa told us that her credit was always very important to her, her savings. As we know, she is a veteran. Dr. Scott said one of the most attractive things were they both had these very high credit scores. I feel like they said 800, but I always admired that about Dr. Contessa, to buy $1 million building cash. So that's what these two have been able to do. So while she's sitting there, they're talking about the building, they're excited about it. Production gives us a little walkthrough of it. And Dr. Contessa at BravoCon, she was also speaking about, she lobbies in Washington on behalf of veterans. So they are involved in sports medicine as well. And they get an invitation to the Sanders Polo Classic. Let's hope this is the first annual. This is Dr. Mimi and Steve. Next, we see Quad receive her invitation. She does some fourth grade reading and rhyming and calls it, oh, this is just like Dr. Seuss. Of course, she throwing a few little digs, calls Dr. Mimi and teases her. Somebody went to Home Depot. Somebody put together a grass wall project. Quad, are you joking? Or are you digging at Mimi a little bit? We find out that their friendship has changed. Now, we remember Dr. Mimi and Sweet Tea started out as friends last season, and Dr. Mimi kind of changed things around a little bit and slid in there with the OGs and veterans. So we have to watch Dr. Mimi with her little Whitley Gilbert voice. Dr. Mimi might be kind of a snake. So now she's telling us there's a different Dr. Mimi. I'm Mimi after dark. So I'm not surprised about this. Production shows them partying, her hanging out with Quad. She says, Steve and I, when we were up north, we hosted theme parties, but we haven't been able to do as much. Dr. Mimi is talking to Quad about, I want everyone that comes to the party to be comfortable. Is there a conversation that needs to be had? Quad, we don't need to have no conversation. Here, Quad being phony. Mimi says, have you talked to Dr. Simone? I haven't talked to her yet. Mimi says, we don't want any of this coming out at the party. So Quad is saying, I apologize. But if I apologize again, then I'll be kissing A. I'm not in the A kissing business. I'm a Taurus. I'll cut you off. You know how Quad is. You can apologize to her all day and for 10 years, but if it's not sufficient, Quad will cut a person off. So Mimi says, well, don't get bumps on your face. I guess worrying. You just keep on moving. Keep it moving. Mimi, now you're relatively new. This is your sophomore season, but they will ruin your party. Okay? I don't care how classy you are. Quad's going to be talking all slow and passive aggressive, and Simone is going to yell the house down. And your guests will be standing around in a circle, and your party's going to be ruined. We'll see what's going to happen. So we get King. King, you're being featured a lot now that you got Dr. Greg out of here. King says in a confessional, you sick of arguing with Simone? We're sick of watching. And Quad says, ooh, honey, cut that out. Cut that out. So Quad thinks she run production too. They didn't cut it out because we see the scene. And I'm with King. This has been going on long enough. Dr. Simone and Quad, if y'all going to be friends, be friends. If you're just going to be co-workers, be that. But all this yelling and shading each other, I'm actually tired of it. So Angel is talking to Quad. The ladies are still at Quad's pool party. This is the morning after her birthday party. Quad's giving us information about there's a group chat. I hadn't talked to Simone in a long time. Simone finally put some little note in the chat directly to Quad. And Quad said, oh, well, that was nice, Simone. I think she wished her happy birthday. She said, well, the party's tonight. You can come. So Dr. Simone is saying nobody's going to come to a party if they're invited 2 hours before it starts. And Dr. Simone is right. Dr. Simone, in fact, told Dr. Jackie, I'm not going to get up, have hair, makeup, put in a butt pad. We know Simone is little, even though she's always eating. Put in a butt pad and be ready in 2 hours. So she's right. Production was messy. They asked Dr. Jackie, how long before the party did you get invited? You know, Dr. Jackie. I'm under HIPAA laws because I work with Quad. I can't actually answer that. Production puts a note that lets us know 2 weeks. So Jackie was always intended to go to the party. Everybody ended up being there but Simone. So Quad will ice a person out. We've seen her do it. Mimi and Steve are planning for this Polo Classic. It's going to be beautiful, y'all. It's really nice. We get a scene where the men, starting with Curtis, discuss Steve's superior style. And Steve is always very nicely dressed. Remember last year when they went on their vacation, he made a big thing about the clothes that he's wearing. He'll even throw a hat on. So Steve's nice looking. He's teasing Mimi, claiming she's ratchet. Okay, that must go along with the Mimi after dark. So we're hearing different things about Dr. Mimi. We have Toya and Simone. They joke about not hanging with Quad and going on Sweet Tea's show. Toya says she wants to find out how they can be better sisters. I hope this is true, but I don't know. Toya is going to be the first one to bring up Damon Jr.'s arrest. She brought it up in a matter-of-fact kind of way. I don't know how to approach Heavenly about this because they're saying someone that might be related to Dr. Heavenly. His name is Damon Jr. Y'all know that's Damon Jr. Come on. You've known these kids for years, at least 10 or 12 years. So Toya is saying she is not surprised that Dr. Heavenly didn't speak on it on the YouTube, because the YouTube is reserved for friends that she doesn't really like. Simone is saying it is heartbreaking because they're raising Black sons. And Cecil is having a conversation with them too. He's saying just because Heavenly can be a jerk, let her be that. Toya says, let her be what? She said, let her be a jerk. Don't bring it up if she doesn't bring it up. I see Cecil's point, but I understand why Dr. Simone and Toya are so anxious to bring it up, because we know what Heavenly has done over the years. And now that she's friend of, she's not going to escape a lot of the things she's done over the years. Welcome in, Kiwan JTV. Glad you came in during the live. This is Married to Medicine. She says, hey, ladies, I'm in the bushes. I have to go to a meeting. Well, thank you so much for coming in and supporting me. I appreciate that so much. Kiwan JTV is a content creator as well, everyone. So make sure you are liking and subscribe over there as well. Cecil is really somebody that is even keeled. He always tries to keep the ladies and the friendship, their sisterhood together. A lot of these husbands do, and I appreciate that about them. So next we get Contessa. Her opinion is, she says the day of invite is kind of shady. And Mimi's asked about it, and she's kind of scared. I have to plead the fifth. Dr. Mimi, you can't stay on the fence, baby. You got to make a decision, okay? Let us know something. Sharon speaking to Kiwan saying good morning. So Dr. Mimi is going to be, she's going to be middle of the road. But she is a psychologist. I appreciate her voice of reason, but I didn't like how she turned on Sweet Tea last year. It just looked like she did that to me. But we'll see more whether or not she does that this year. Contessa says it is like Groundhog Day with Quad and Simone. They're on again, off again, and everybody in the group is kind of tired of watching it. They come to the party. I forgot to describe the party. You walk up to this thing and you ask for your drink and pull the lever or something. The drink comes out. It was really beautifully decorated. I like the way they did it. Everybody's dressed in, of course, Polo classic type stuff. The ladies are in summery type dresses. The men are in light colored suits, pastels, straw hats. Everyone looks very nice. Welcome in, Mama Bees. Thank you for coming in during the live. This is one of my moderator, Mama Bees. Thank you so much. She's greeting everyone. So Toya asked Dr. Jackie, where is your better half? Dr. Jackie's playing silly. Curtis is right there. You can't miss Curtis. She said, I'm talking about Heavenly. Heavenly is not there. Toya says, Heavenly has not missed a function in 12 years. Y'all, we're in season 12. That's the entirety of the show. Now, Heavenly has an interesting history with the show. We know she was in background scenes, season 1. So I consider her an OG. Some may not. She wasn't featured on season 1. She wasn't cast. She wasn't camera ready. Mariah Huck actually helped her do that. Bravo did not want her, and that's a known fact. She's since become one of the more popular cast members, and this year she's downgraded to friend of. She says because she's running for office, but Dr. Heavenly and her YouTube channel has caused a lot of trouble amongst cast, amongst a lot of different things. So we'll see what's going to happen this season as friend of. So Toya's asking about Heavenly. Heavenly's missing this function. Dr. Jackie's still playing silly. Well, she's running for VP of the United States. And Toya's like, okay, come on. Dr. Jackie says, well, no, she is getting into politics, but she also said it's none of your business. Dr. Heavenly's good for that. There's nothing under the sun that's not her business if she wants to talk about it. But this is nobody's business. So Toya believes it is because of the Damon Jr. news that's out. That's what I believe as well. Again, Mimi is scared to speak her opinion. She says, well, if she doesn't want to talk about it and she doesn't want us talking about it, I'll have to honor that. So then we find out that there is a problem between Dr. Jackie, Toya, and Curtis over a flip comment that Toya made on Watch What Happens Live. This is Andy Cohen's nighttime show. Y'all, I watched this. Toya was asked a question, something about a handsy husband. Toya let it be known that Toya let it be known that Curtis has had his hands on quite a few of the women. There was a picture with him with his hand around Dr. Heavenly's waist. Dr. Heavenly doesn't really play that. She looked uncomfortable, but of course, Dr. Jackie is her girl, and she would never come out and say anything about it. But when that happened, the picture with Curtis and Dr. Heavenly, it came back up when he pulled Toya down on his lap. So Dr. Jackie is mad that she is presenting it as she sat on my husband's lap. But those of us that were watching then and have seen the footage, thank you, production. They rolled the footage again. Y'all, Curtis was feeling nice. They were all at a party. They were doing one of their couples trips. Toya walked by in her booty shorts. He ends up pulling Toya down on his lap and holding her there. Dr. Eugene said nothing. The room was kind of shocked. Dr. Heavenly said, Toya, get your big butt up. And that's when the spell was kind of broken. So all these years later, Dr. Jackie, you have the nerve. You are mad. Cece, thank you so much for speaking to everybody as they come in. I didn't mean to overlook you. No, we know you never do. Cece will welcome every single person that comes in here. She's one of the moderators. Sound check Annette came in earlier and we spoke and said good morning to her. Thank you. So Curtis is mad about this comment. Dr. Jackie, please don't die on this hill. Curtis has been disrespectful. He's been having his hands full. Not only these ladies, but the other ladies. Let's not talk about Hilton Head Airport, okay? They had a cast trip where Dr. Jackie and Dr. Heavenly didn't even want to go to Hilton Head because there was a picture of Curtis traipsing through the airport with a big booty woman. So Dr. Jackie is saying the way that Toya responded on Andy Cohen's nighttime show painted Curtis in a light that is not who he is. Toya says, today. So Dr. Jackie is lying. Even then, I'm only aware of the one person. Now, this was strange. Was Dr. Jackie talking about Hilton Head girl or was he talking about Toya? Because Curtis, one person, I heard more than that, and I don't really dig into their business like that. I try to just talk about the show. Cece's telling it what it is. Curtis is gross. He is, and he's been that. He has been gross. Ugh. Had the nerve to be at Bravo, kind of like he was some kind of celebrity. And Dr. Jackie said, she's still a fool for Curtis, y'all. There's Curtis. He's the only husband that's here. Everybody else was working. No, Scott was there too. Dr. Scott was there too. He came in. So, of course, Dr. Eugene was working. And Toya said it. She said, y'all know Dr. Eugene is working. The crowd was laughing. So production showed it. I don't know what Dr. Jackie is mad at Toya now, but Toya wants an apology for the way Dr. Jackie phrased it. She sat on my husband's lap. And Dr. Jackie, sounds like she still wants an apology for Toya answering the question Andy Cohen gave her. I don't know. Sharon Gobble said, Dr. Jackie will defend this man to the end. Yes. And it came up because Dr. Mimi, being new to the group in her second season, Dr. Jackie is saying, well, we had some problems. Toya pipes up. They were sleeping in a separate bedroom. So Dr. Jackie looks upset, but she didn't say anything then. In the confessional, she says, Toya, just speak on what you know. Why did you say that in the moment, Dr. Jackie? She don't have her attack dog. You know, Dr. Heavenly don't play about Dr. Jackie. She says and does things that Dr. Jackie cannot. So Dr. Jackie is Toya's kind of dragging Dr. Jackie. I don't blame her. Dr. Jackie in her confessional says, Toya wants an apology, but my name is not Eugene nor Eugenia. Dr. Jackie, I didn't like this. You know Toya is sensitive to that. We see a flashback of Quad calling Eugene, Eugenia. I hate when people do that to Eugene. Toya and Eugene's relationship works for them. Eugene is all man of his house. Toya is the only woman in the house. She is the queen of her castle, but they have their own relationship. There's no need to call this man Eugenia. When Curtis does like to pull big booty women onto his lap. So just get over it, Dr. Jackie. Get mad at Andy Cohen, but she won't. So Simone is saying she is hot. Quad, now these two, they're feuding, y'all, but Quad is fanning her with a portable fan. So she's fanning her. We have a scene where Jackie gets introduced to Brandy, one of the new nurse practitioners. And I like the way most of the ladies have bragged on Brandy and also Angel. I forgot who was introducing Brandy. Simone, Dr. Simone. She said, yeah, Jackie, she worked over here with us. She didn't say no Vaughn. She said something. She worked with us over at Atlanta Hospital. She's a nurse practitioner. She got this med spa. Dr. Jackie looks at the woman, this beautiful young woman, full-figured young woman. And let me show y'all Brandy again, y'all. and then tell you what Dr. Jackie said. If you've watched it, you know. This is Brandy. Young woman, nurse practitioner. Her and Angel, multiple degrees. And I like my nurse practitioners more than I like the doctors. She looks at the, what is your name? Brittany? Pretend that she doesn't know her. She's never met her before. And then Dr. Jackie says, is your thyroid enlarged? Everybody, it was like a record scratch. Like, Dr. Simone gets in a confessional and says, oh, you don't say that to somebody. Is your thyroid enlarged? Y'all, that was disgusting. We know that Jackie has been a person who would make fun of people's weight and that sort of thing. That's the one thing that she had, that she could hold over people, that she's thin and she can wear her clothes a certain way. But there really is no reason for her to shade this young woman like that. I think she wanted to take the win out of Brandy's sales, show Angel, like, you know, I'm the HNIC over here and I can put both y'all in your place. I didn't like that. So Simone was saying there's subtle shade that Jackie will sometimes give, but this is a little too much. Brandy says, oh, I see it. I see it. Brandy says, we're good. And she smiled. This was very rude. Brandy's a beautiful lady. Y'all, I have something called a cloak of immunity. It's a first season cloak of immunity. And I use it to protect new housewives. I use it to protect new married to medicine nurse practitioners. So I'm going to drape it over Brandy. I'm going to drape it over Angel, which means they get special grace from me. Even if they're tripping, I'll call it out, but I'm not going to be, is your thyroid enlarged? Dr. Jackie, you're disgusting. It's time for her to go, y'all. We know what she feel about Black women anyway. Don't be fat. Don't be pregnant and want some time off from work. Dr. Jackie is very rude. That was disgusting. It was. And at Mimi's party, Mimi act like she's scared to open her mouth. Dr. Mimi should have said something about that. So then they start some kind of game because Brandy didn't give Dr. Jackie what she wanted. She didn't run off crying. You know who Dr. Jackie will never have back? Buffy. She's Aunt Buffy on YouTube, but she's younger than me, talking about Aunt Buffy. Buffy's in her 40s. Buffy's looking good. Buffy's over there. Her husband's loving on her. She'll speak on politics or whatever else she wants to. She's good friends with Mariah. Jackie humiliated her on purpose, didn't want to apologize. Buffy, you are infertile. So that's who Dr. Jackie is. Mariah said, well, who was a mean girl? She was asked. She said, Dr. Jackie. And we see it. Is your thyroid enlarged? Now, meanwhile, the ladies have on their little summer dresses. Dr. Jackie looks beautiful. She's in a polka dotted, flowy shirt. She's covered all the way up. But when she's not, we see her bones. So you call somebody Bones Malone or something like that, then you're wrong. Then she'll be crying about cancer survivor and all this other stuff. But just as a rule, a general rule, do not ask someone anything about their appearance, or she could have pulled this lady aside. Because I'm sure there was a moment when they were alone. Oh, Brandy, I think we work together. Well, let's get a drink. Is your thyroid enlarged or something? If she's concerned, she tried to humiliate this young woman. And I think that's really disgusting. Brandy's going to need that cloak. I think so. Angel seems a little tougher. Angel was over there on Basketball Wives. And now I wonder why Dr. Jackie didn't say something slick like that to her. If she doesn't have her attack dog with her. I can't wait till Heavenly meet them. We don't know what's going to come out of her mouth. She might have to tread lightly, though, because she's got other stuff in the news about herself. I want someone to get Jackie so bad. Mariah would and did, which is why Jackie wanted her gone. CC, that's true. She feels like she's untouchable. Again, as far as her qualifications and her accolades and her education, we take nothing away from Dr. Jackie. But when she starts this mean stuff, I mean, come on, 30 minutes into the episode, this is the first time laying eyes on these young women. And Dr. Jackie, you're going to do that to someone that's in your field? I just found it disgusting. I'm glad everybody agrees that was just, it was uncalled for. So they're doing some kind of game. And Dr. Mimi should have said something too. I'm tired of you tiptoeing around, Dr. Mimi. You're gonna have to state where you stand at some point. So they're playing a game. Lord, why they let Simone ask the first question? I got a question. If you get invited to an event 2 hours before, are you going? So everybody's like, they know this is about Quad's party. So she said, hair, nails, clothes. Toya says, no, not even Quad. So then they start talking a little bit. We find out that Quad did do that to be shady. Simone could have attended if she wanted to. She chose not to. So I wish they'll move on from that. Next, Mimi is over with all the new ladies. Mimi is trying to be a friend to everyone. That's good. But sometimes a friend to everyone is a friend to no one. Now, Dr. Mimi, you are not in my immunity cloak because this is your second season. And I didn't love how she moved with Sweet Tea. But I do love her with Steve. I like how sometimes she mediates. And we're going to see more of her family. They have a son that has special needs. So that's going to be an interesting introduction to the show. So Mimi says it's all about who you vibe or rock with because Toya's teasing her. Oh, Mimi's over there with the clique. So Mimi is talking to the new ladies. This is her party, Dr. Jackie. One of them has just been insulted. So I think it is sweet for Mimi to pull them aside. So the husbands are standing there listening to Simone talk loudly. Then we get a flashback of scenes with Simone and Quad getting into it at various times. We get a confessional from Contessa that says Simone knows where to hit Quad, and that's in her finances. So Contessa's kind of smiling about it a little bit because Quad does say any and everything about people, but she'll act like she's joking and honey child you to death. But you say one thing about her, and she's to be acting and falling out and crying for the next 3 months. I'm not feeling Mimi this episode. Sharon, I'm not either. And it honestly carried over from last season. When I saw what happened with her and Sweet Tea, I was just like, okay, why is she calling Sweet Tea out? And at one point she was acting like, you know, you can come and talk to me. I don't recognize you. Like Sweet Tea's kind of low-key crazy or something. And she wasn't. So I didn't like that. Maybe she was a fit for the show, maybe not, but I didn't like seeing her ganged up on. I didn't like the way Mimi moved. And now seeing how she's friends with Quad, I'm really suspicious of her. So Cecil and King are talking. It's so funny how the husbands are always cool with each other. King's not the husband, but this is Quad's partner. And that's going to be a big storyline, the Sweet Tea storyline. We're going to have IVF. She's going to be with Dr. Jackie treating her. And then she says she's going to Ghana. Or as she put it, the motherland to get my babies. Okay, Quad. So Cecil and King are saying everything they're arguing about is old-ish, and I wish they'd get over it. They're tired of hearing about it. And Cecil says every time we move in the right direction, something happens on all sides. It throws things off. Simone saying, I'm not angry. I don't know where anybody's getting that from. I'm not angry. Simone, you mad. You talking too loud not to be mad. So we see Simone preaching, talking. Quad is, the thing I like about Quad is that she's not matching Simone's energy. She's kind of keeping it chill, but we know that Quad is very passive aggressive and she'll say something slick in a minute. So we see Simone yelling, preaching, and this is kind of near the end of the party. They were showing us all these different clips where we watch Quad and Simone walking up on each other, getting in people's faces, getting in each other's faces. We see friend of, this is the preview, friend of Dr. Heavenly comes in, leave my kids out your MFing mouth. That is directed at Toya, who tells her, how can I do that when you've been saying everything about my whole family for years? So Dr. Heavenly, you're just going to hear about this from Toya, and there's nothing you can do about it. Then we see a scene where they are at a couples trip or something, and Toya is yelling, y'all don't have my MFing back. You don't have the back of my marriage. So which one of y'all are trying to stir trouble between Eugene and Toya? Y'all, I don't want that to be a storyline at all. Now, you know, earlier when they were having their confessional and we found out that Dr. Eugene is away from home 5 days a week, and Toya kind of made what she thought was a cute little joke. He could have a whole other family. Toya, you don't speak stuff like that, especially around people like this. And production is messy too. Who knows who came back and said something like that. So I hope that's not a premonition. I want Toya and Eugene, all of the couples. I enjoy all of the Married to Medicine couples except for Curtis. But if Dr. Jackie likes it, we have to love it. Dr. Jackie, I don't want her on her mean girl thing. I hope Brandy and Angel are going to defend themselves. I mean, Sweet Tea tried, but they were just making her look crazy. But all in all, this was not, I mean, it was an okay episode. We got to see everybody. It wasn't great. I don't want to give it a 7. Maybe I'll give it a 7.5, 8. It was just okay. There was no Dr. Heavenly. I didn't miss her, but I want her to come and face this fire. I want her to come and have to deal with Toya and all the other people that she's spoken against in the past. Now she's looking for grace for Damon Jr. And make no mistake about it, I don't want Damon Jr. or any of them in any trouble. All the Married to Medicine kids have a special place in my heart. Feel like we watched them grow up. But Dr. Heavenly can't get over there on YouTube and talk about everybody else and then not face the music. You give it a 6? Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand it. It was just average. It was just okay. So we'll see what happens when Heavenly comes back talking loud. And as we see more of the new nurse practitioners and their businesses. Oh, also, husband of Brandy was introduced. I think his name was Shamar. They were a very nice looking couple. So hopefully Jackie's going to get her come up for what she did. I don't like that at all. Very, very disgusting. But everybody, thank you so much for joining me at Sandra P's Gen Extra. We are on season 12, y'all. This is Married to Medicine. And the doctors, nurse practitioners, spouses are back. Sharon says, see ya. And yes, I will see you in the YouTube streets, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much. Goodbye.